What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's lesson. My name is Wes. This is Interactive English, which we're all about helping you guys practice and improve your English skills. So if you're with us for the first time, that is perfect. That's what we're all about, especially practicing your skills, which is what we're going to do today because I have a quiz for you. And I'm going to ask you some questions, and you are going to participate, and we're going to talk about conditionals. It's a bit of a conditional quiz. So this right here, this is a grammar lesson to help you guys practice your skills, to improve your skills. And this is useful so that the next time that you are having a conversation or that you are writing something, you're going to be able to use this grammar correctly because you've practiced it again and again and again. So if you're somebody who is interested in improving your grammar skills, or if you want to improve your speaking skills, basically any of your English skills, one thing I would recommend is finding an English teacher. And a great place to do that is at italki, who was kind enough to sponsor today's lesson. So if you don't know what italki is, it's a platform that helps connect teachers and students. So it's a great way to find an English teacher if you want to work with a teacher from the US, from the UK, from Australia. You can find teachers of all sorts. You can also schedule classes around your schedule. So if you don't have time at a certain point, you will find a teacher that has availability for whenever you want to teach or for whenever you want to learn, and then you get a one-on-one class, okay? So for you guys right now, italki has a special promotion that if you sign up, take your first class, they will give you $10 free credit, which is great. It's a nice little discount on that second lesson that you would take. So if you sign up, take a class, they will give you $10 free credit after purchasing your first lesson. So check out the link in the description, all right? In the description down below, if you want to find a teacher and start improving your English skills. So today is all about improving your grammar skills, especially with conditionals. Now, I'm not going to go deep into the grammar of these different conditionals. We're just going to practice writing sentences and practice our skills. We've already done some lessons that are all about conditionals, and if you are interested in seeing those lessons, I'm going to put a playlist up right there. Go check out that playlist. We go through all of the different conditionals and really show you the grammar and give you a bunch of example sentences. So go check that out. So what I want to do today is more about practicing. But before we get into it, I want to give a quick shout out to people who are with me today. Say hello. Hello, Ahmed, Saba, Misbah, Rabi, Harun, Lue, Poonam, sorry, Kennedy, Justin, Joe, Jokin, no, sorry if I'm mispronouncing names, all right? There's a lot of people here. Lali, Rob, great to see you. If I miss some names, I will try to recognize you and shout out your name throughout this lesson because what I want you to do, I want you to participate. I want you to write sentences. I want you to practice using these conditionals. And actually, that is a benefit because everybody who's watching this and they're seeing this, they're going to be able to see a lot of different examples as to how these conditionals are being used. So let's just go quick little review, all right? I told you I'm not going to get too much into the grammar, but just some basics. Okay, so what are conditional statements? This is when you have a condition and a result. So the condition is going to be that if statement. The result is just your main clause. So you can see this sentence right down here. If you don't pay attention, that is the condition. If you don't pay attention, you won't understand conditionals. But if you do pay attention, then you will understand because that means you guys are practicing your language skills. And even if you're watching this later, I still want you to practice. Use the comments as though it were a piece of paper and practice. The next part is just let's look at the types of conditionals, okay? So I've listed 5 different kinds of conditionals, and I've given you an example sentence. So I didn't break it down, the grammar, but I want you to just read the sentences carefully and just kind of take it in. And that is a great way. Reading is a great way to absorb the information so that when you need to use it, you can use it correctly. So the zero conditional. If you touch fire, you get burned. This is just like a general truth. We use these conditions just to say things that are true in general. And we use the present simple, okay? That's the zero conditional. The first conditional, we're talking about a result that happens in the future. If I go to the party, I'll call you, okay? If I go to the party, I will call you. A result in the future. The second conditional, those are your hypothetical situations, okay? Those are kind of imaginary. If I could fly, I would travel the world, all right? Can I fly? No, it's imaginary. Beyonce has a great song. It's called If I Were a Boy. Now, this song, it's a great song for listening for the second conditional because she talks about all of these things that would happen if she were a boy. You can check that out. You can look that up on YouTube and find the video. It's a great song for listening for grammar. The third conditional, okay, is unreal. And the reason I say it's unreal is because we're talking about a condition that happened in the past. It's already happened. We cannot change the past. So that's why I say, well, it's unreal. You can't change the past. If I had gone, I would have told you. So maybe you're talking about that party that you were supposed to go to. Well, if I had gone to the party, I would have told you. So in that case, did I go to the party? No. If I had gone, all right? You're using the past perfect, all right? And then in the condition would have, would have and the past. So again, just read the sentences, take it in, all right? We're going to practice this. And then the final one, the mixed conditional. This one can be really challenging because oftentimes you're taking a condition that it happened in the past, and then you're talking about a present result, as this example sentence right here. If I had eaten, all right, I wouldn't be hungry now. If I had eaten earlier in the day, I didn't eat, but if I had eaten, then I would not be hungry right now. So you're kind of mixing those two, which is why the grammar is a little different. And those are tricky, but again, if we practice, it'll get better. So we're going to start a little easier, and then it's just going to get a little more difficult as we go through. And again, I want you guys to practice. Write in the comments. You guys are already writing some great sentences. Exactly. That's what I want. So that everybody can read them, and that's just going to help us absorb the information, and that's going to help us learn. So the first part is what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the condition or the result. And I just want you to complete the sentence. That's all. And I will tell you the conditional. But I want you to use the picture that I give you. Try to use the picture. So if you're wondering what I mean by this, let's just do the first one. So for example, let's look at the zero conditional. Okay, this is the one. I want you to write a sentence in the zero conditional. If you commit a crime, what? What's the result? So I've given you the condition, the if statement. If you commit a crime, okay, tell me the result. Remember to keep it in the zero conditional. This is talking about a general truth. So I'll give you a moment and then I will show you my answer, okay? And if you're just joining us, what we're doing is we are practicing using conditionals and practicing conditional sentences. So use that picture, all right? What do you think? Excellent. Paul, all right. Curious soul. Perfect. Remember, guys, I told you guys, keep it the zero conditional, all right? Present simple, all right? So the answer that I was looking for are that you could say, again, there's different things. Yes, Hui Allison, you commit a crime. You could say you are sentenced, keeping it in the zero conditional. You go to jail. So a general truth, okay? If you commit a crime, present simple, you go to jail, present simple. Now, you could use it if you said you will go to jail. That's the first conditional. It's also correct. You can say that, but that's a difference between the zero conditional and the first conditional. Zero conditional, you're talking about just a general truth, all right? Something that's true maybe for a person as an individual or just something like science, all right? You can use those statements all the time. If you commit a crime, you go to jail. Now, let's look at the first conditional. Okay, so I've tried to make this a little more challenging, okay? Those are the pictures, all right? You see study, test, all right? I'll fail. Now, the hint that I'll give you, okay, I've kind of switched it around because you're talking about a condition and a result. They're not always in that order. Sometimes the result can come before the condition. The meaning is the same, but you can put the result before the condition, which is what I've done here. So I've given you the result. I want you to complete the sentence. Tell me what the condition is and use those pictures. All right? I'll fail what? What would be that? What would be the condition? All right. All right. So yes, we have. All right. Kirisol, perfect. Claudio, excellent. Edison, excellent, perfect. All right. Zedra, perfect. All right. So yes, we're talking about I'll fail. What's the condition? If I don't study for the test. Okay, so you may have put something a little bit different, but that's just fine. Again, we're practicing, that grammar too. The result is going to have the future tense. I'll fail. The condition, present simple. I'll fail if I don't study for the test. And usually, yes, that's a true statement. Let's look at the next one. Okay, the second conditional, hypothetical situation. Okay, if maybe you're just thinking something to yourself. If I had $5, okay? If I had $5, what? All right, write it in the chat. If you're watching this later, again, write your answers in the comments. And then at the end, just, hit that comment button so that I know that, yes, you were participating in the lesson. That is the best way to learn, is to participate and keep practicing. So in this case, I've given you the condition. If I had $5, all right? The condition is in the past simple, all right? That's the simple past, all right? You can say it either way. Past simple, simple past. If I had $5, what would you do, okay? Remember, Kirisol, if I had $5, I would buy. All right, you would say, remember, you're using would plus the base verb, all right? So Claudio, yes, I would buy a Coke. Tan, I would buy a house for $5. Wow, that's a good deal. Edison, I would buy something. All right, perfect. If I would buy a gift for myself. Mary, good example. All right, you guys are rocking it. All right. So again, if we're talking about the second conditional, remember I asked you, what would you do? So if we're talking, if I had $5, I would say I would buy you a coffee. I'd buy you a coffee because it's a nice thing to do. Maybe you don't like coffee. I could buy you a tea, okay? So if I had $5, all right, simple past, the result, would plus the base verb. I would buy you a coffee. I would go, I would sing, I would dance. So again, this is the second conditional. Now let's look at the third conditional. Are you ready? In this case, again, I'm giving you the result first, all right? I'm giving you the result. We would have hit the like button, all right? We would have hit the like button. Give me the condition. Now I'm asking for that if statement. And again, you might say something a little different. It's fine. You can have different answers. I just want to make sure you guys have an idea as to how you should use these conditionals, and that make sure the grammar isn't confusing you too much. All right. So again, you're talking about something that happened in the past. All right. We can't change the past. All right. We would have hit the like button. What would you say? Okay. What do you think? All right. Give me that if statement. So we would have hit the like button if what? All right. What do you say? If my mom had watched this video, if we had an interesting session. Oh, okay. Yes. All right. Perfect. So if you had shared a good clip, exactly. So that you guys, those are good. Those are good examples. All right. I would say again, we would have hit the like button if you had asked us. All right. So again, I didn't ask you in the past. It's already happened. So then again, think about the grammar. The condition, if you had asked, all right, is the past perfect, had asked. And then the result, we have would plus have plus the past participle, would have hit. Okay? So if you haven't hit the like button, I am asking you now, please go ahead. Hit that like button if you like practicing your English skills and practicing using conditionals. Okay? Now let's do a mixed one. And I just realized, all right, this is very similar to that example. Okay, I don't want to tell you. All right, we've already kind of talked about this. So again, if you're just joining us, we're practicing using conditionals. It's a bit of a conditional quiz. This is going to help you get a little more confidence in your skills. So this is a mixed conditional. If I had eaten breakfast, that is the condition. I want you to give me a result from the present. All right, so think about this situation. Think about your real life. And maybe, okay, you didn't eat breakfast. How would you feel? All right, what would the result be? What would you say right now? Well, if I had eaten breakfast, what? Okay, how could you complete that sentence? Give me a result. It's a mixed conditional because we're kind of taking that conditional, the condition, as in the third conditional, that past perfect, something in the past. We can't change it. All right. What about, right now? All right. Excellent. Mary, I wouldn't be so angry. Okay. I'm angry when I'm hungry too. Elena, I wouldn't be so hangry. You could say hungry and angry, that amalgamation. I wouldn't be hungry. Yes. Perfect. All right. So if I had eaten breakfast, again, I wouldn't be so hungry right now. I'm talking about I said right now just to emphasize that I'm talking about the present, okay? This is an example of a mixed conditional and a common one that people might say, well, if I had eaten earlier, I wouldn't be so hungry. That is a common example. Okay, so what I want to do now, all right, we're going to switch it up a little. Now I have a few more questions for you, and this is just going to be a gap fill. It's multiple choice. I'm going to give you a statement, and I want you to complete it with either A, B, or C, okay? I'm not going to tell you the conditional. It's just a little gap fill. If you're just joining us, we're practicing using our conditionals, and that's what it's all about. So let's look at the first question, okay? If you can't see it really well because of the picture, try to find these nice pictures to kind of go along with these sentences. I'll read it. So I said, if it was going to rain, I would have brought my umbrella. Okay, what do you think best completes that conditional statement? If it was going to rain, I would have brought my umbrella. All right, what do you think? All right, A, B, or C? Okay, would you put will know, had known, or would have known? What do you think? All right. So seeing some good answers in there. All right. So yes, Curious Soul, Paul Dragan, NB. Yes, thank you guys for answering. Umran. All right. So the correct answer is B. All right. We're talking about the third conditional. If I had known it was going to rain, all right, I would have brought my umbrella. Third conditional. All right. Excellent. The next one. This one I think you can see clearly. I you to dinner if you help me move. All right? What do you think? What best completes that sentence? I you to dinner if you help me move. Would you say would take, or will take? And again, I'm trying to switch it around between sometimes I'm putting the condition and then the result. Other times I put the result first and then the condition. And just get a feel for it, because either way, when you're having a conversation, you can switch it however you want, all right? So, yes, in this case, most people, yes, Manipur, Mary, Mario, Claudio, you know who I am. Wait a second, wait. So, yes, if we're talking about this, okay, if you help me move, all right, what will happen in the future? We're talking about the first conditional, all right? So the correct answer, wait a second. The correct answer is C. Yes, I want to make sure that I got the right letter. I will take you to dinner if you help me move. So somebody might say this to you like, hey, if you help me move, I will take you to dinner, all right? You will do something, a result in the future, all right? Excellent. The next one, all right, let's do another one. Here we go. If I, I join our email list. What what would you say? All right. If I you, I join our email list. All right. This one I just realized I kind of made a little bit of mistake. All right. We'll see. All right. I'll give you both parts of it. So what do you think? Would you think it's A, B, or C? If I you, I join our email list. All right. So many of you, I think you got it. Yes. Paul Dragan, Maria, Manapur, Patti, Olivia, Elise. Thank you guys. Excellent. You guys are rocking it participation-wise. So the correct answer is B. I put, if I were you, all right, I join our email list. It's the second conditional. And if you guys are interested in joining the email list, boom, there's a link right there. If you haven't done so already, we send you some cool stuff, some free resources, some email updates, just, keep you involved in our lives. The one thing I wanted to talk about this is an example of the subjunctive in English, because you have that I, all right, I were. When you're talking about the simple past, you'd say like, I was happy. But in this case, when you're talking about the second conditional, it is grammatically appropriate to use the subjunctive, if I were you. All right. The same way in the Beyonce song, to bring it up again, the title of the song, If I Were a Boy. All right. If I were. You will hear people in spoken English, they will say, if I was. All right. So I would say in spoken English, you might hear both, if I were, if I was. When you're writing is more formal. So I think if you're writing something, I would stick with the subjunctive and use were. So just something, if you said a, then I would say, okay, you're not really wrong. I told you so. I would accept both of them. So just keep that in mind. This is the subjunctive. Now, let's make it even a little more difficult, okay? Whoops, wait. No, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Let me explain it first. So now what I want to do is I'm going to give you a situation. This is kind of talking about transformations. I'm going to give you a situation. I want you to write a conditional sentence using that situation. Okay? I don't want to give you too much of a hint, but read the sentence or the sentences and then write a conditional sentence. And this is a little more tricky. Okay? So let's look at the first one right now. So again, I will read it in case you can't see it very well because of the colors and the picture. So it says, I didn't take the bus, so I didn't arrive on time. Okay? What is a conditional sentence that you could use that would mean the same thing, that would capture that same meaning? This is, again, people have asked me about transformations and practicing transformations of taking one sentence and saying it in a different way, but having the same meaning. So this is a sentence. I didn't take the bus, so I didn't arrive on time. What conditional sentence could I use that kind of means the same thing, all right, that has the same meaning? So I'll give you a hint, all right? Remember, think about it like this. The condition and the result, all right? The first part is the condition. The first part of this is the condition. The second part is the result. So again, we're talking about something in the past. I didn't take the bus. So if we're talking about something in the past, you can't change the past. We're talking about the third conditional. All right. So somebody said, all right, Manati, excellent. Very good. All right. Okay, you could say it. Paria, close. Christina, yes, perfect. So again, this is the third conditional. If we want to say the same thing, I didn't take the bus, so I didn't arrive on time. If I had taken the bus, all right, past perfect, I would have arrived on time. So basically, like I put the sentence down there so you can reference it. I didn't take the bus, so I didn't arrive on time. If I had taken the bus, I would have arrived on time. So we can use the third conditional to have that same meaning. And it's a little more challenging because you have to think it through a bit more with that grammar. If I had taken the bus, I would have arrived on time. Would have plus the past participle. Would have arrived. Let's do another one. All right. So I don't live in New York City because I didn't get the job. I don't live in New York City because I didn't get the job. What conditional sentence could you write that has the same meaning? All right, think it through. Remember how I said typically you'll find like a condition, your if statement, and then the result, but you can mix those over, all right? You can put the result first and then the condition. That's a hint, okay? So think about that. I don't live in New York City. That would kind of be, that's your result. Because I didn't get the job, that would be the condition. All right. So I'm trying to kind of work this out as you're going through this and trying to think of the answer yourself, and probably spend a little more time writing it. So what do you guys think? What conditional sentence would mean this same thing? I don't live in New York City because I didn't get the job. All right. Close. I think this one, if I lived in New York City, I would have got the job. Close. All right. Little Pivion. Excellent. That's nice. All right. If I had got the job, I would live in New York City. Now, one thing I would say, if I wanted to be technical about this and say, oh, it has to be perfect, remember, in this case, in this example, it's over here. In this example, the result comes first. So if we're going to put the result first, I would say the following, all right? I would live in New York City. You're talking about right now. I would live there right now if I had gotten the job. And I would say again, when you're talking about the past perfect, had gotten, had got, you can use either one. Either one of those is correct. But if you wanted to write this sentence exactly, all right, you would use this conditional up here. The result would come first. I would live in New York City if I had gotten the job. This is a mixed conditional. We're talking about a result, talking about the present. I would live in New York City. And then something that happened in the past, which I can't change, if I had gotten the job. All right. So excellent. I think I saw some great answers in there. That's perfect. All right. You guys are getting this. So let's do another one. All right. One more. Good practice right now. So this is my sentence. All right. My sentences. All right. I'm shy. I didn't go over and talk to her. Okay. I'm shy. I didn't go over and talk to her. What conditional sentence? What conditional sentence captures that? I find it like looks a little strange because it's like I'm about the same size. No, she's over here. I'm about the same size as her in that picture. So if I said I'm shy, I didn't go over and talk to her, what conditional would capture that? Okay. So again, think about the condition and the result. All right, what are you going to do? And like I said, this is more challenging. These transformations are a bit more challenging because you kind of really have to think about it in a different way because you know the meaning. You understand these sentences. They're not very difficult sentences. But then when it comes to, okay, now I need to put it in a conditional sentence and make sure that the grammar is correct as well, it becomes an added challenge. All right, so... Okay, Paul Dragon. All right. So I am shy. I didn't go over and talk to her. Excellent. Paul, Patrick, Umran are remember. Okay, some of them a little slight mistakes. So again, we're talking about I am shy. All right, that's the present condition. So I would say like, if I weren't shy, all right, I didn't go over and talk to her, all right, that's my result. Remember, I would have gone over and talked to her. So in this one, I switched it around, all right. I know I said it's still best to use the subjunctive, but I wanted to give you this example because again, somebody might say this and they might not use the subjunctive. And this is how it is in English. But I would say, again, even though I didn't do it here, if you're writing, I would recommend stick with the subjunctive. If I weren't so shy, I would have gone over and talked to her. But again, somebody might just be having a conversation. They say, wow, if I wasn't so shy, I would have gone over and talked to her. All right. If I wasn't so shy, that hypothetical, all right, I would have gone over and talked to her. That is that third conditional, that result. I would have gone, past participle. I would have gone over and talked to her. If I wasn't so shy, I would have gone over and talked to her. All right. So again, this is a great way to practice your skills, to practice these conditionals, and it's a bit more challenging. So if you guys enjoyed this lesson, I do hope, please, that you hit that like button. Maybe share this lesson with anybody else that you know who's trying to practice and improve your English, because again, this is a great way to do it, is just to practice, practice, and practice. Even if you don't understand and you find it a little confusing, like I said, we have that whole playlist of lessons talking about each conditional, and we give you the grammar and talk about it in more detail. I'm going to throw it back there in the chat for you, all right? Go check out that playlist, and you can see those different lessons, all right? So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, like and share. We really appreciate it. Write to us in the comments because we just love hearing from you. And of course, you can follow us on social media. We're active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, right here at YouTube. So thank you. Just give some more shout outs. Jotath, Manipur, Vicky. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Vicky. Welcome if you're just joining. Room, Giselle, Olivia, Maria, Carmand, Camilla, thank you, Aziza, Christina, Little Pivion. We'll do more practice lessons like this in the future because I think this is a great way to actually interact and practice your skills in real time in the chat, or even if you're watching it later. Again, I encourage you, write to us in the comments. Use it like it's a piece of paper. Practice, practice, practice. All right, thank you guys. Zedra, Student, AOS, Lolly, Furio, Donna, Asion, Mary, thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. So long.